It has been a while, Mr. Tatro. Good morning.
It's pronounced Tatro with a long A.
That's right, it is. I didn't recognize you because I don't think did you have your beard the last time you and I bumped into one another?
My beard was shorter.
See,
I'm waiting for my attorney.
I'm here.
here, she's right
Okay.
above you.
All right. I didn't see her.
Oh, she's here, believe me. Miss Coletti appears on behalf of Mr. Tatro. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And Marvetta Bowman joins us. Miss Bowman, good morning.
Good morning. It's Marvita Bauman.
Well,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
two on these things. I'm just going to call plaintiff independent. That's probably a lot easier. You pronounce it Bauman?
Bauman.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'll make that change. Mr. Tatro long A. Okay, let's get to the important stuff. Not that this isn't important, but let me tell you what I know, because this is Ms. Bauman's motion for custody. The case of Vodvarka versus Grassmeyer was in essence decided. And what that case stood for is the proposition that custody should be something that is rarely brought. They don't want courts interfering with kids' predictability, stability, because these are very destabilizing events. And I don't know if Ms. Coletti knows this. I don't know if Mr. Tatro knows this. I don't know if Ms. Bauman knows this. This is the fourth motion in this case since August of 2023. And quite frankly, that's unacceptable to me. Courts are not here once a year, every year, to weigh in on your lives and the lives of your children. It's just not proper. But I've read your motion, Ms. Bauman. Did you get a copy of that, Ms. Coletti?
I did, Your Honor, and I did file a response.
Let me see. I did get that as well. Thank you. Did you get that, Ms. Bauman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Then I've read everything. So is there anything you'd like to add, Ms. Bauman, before I hear from Ms. Coletti?
I do want to add that on Wednesday night, I end up having to have a police officer escort me to, well, I wanted him to escort me to Mr. Tatro's property that I'm also banned, that Mr. Tatro has ordered because he felt like I was too aggressive when I was explaining my frustration with him. Instead, the officer went and picked them up and brought them back to me in my safe location, which was just down the road. It was I'm not going to say what it is, but if I can't or if I don't have to. And if you would like that case number, I can read that off to you if you would like.
I don't need it.
Okay, and I also have been using the Family Wizard app, and I feel like I am the only one that is using it to make appointments or to communicate or just to co-parent in general. And it's very hard to co-parent with Mr. Tatro because he has a learning conditioning where he can't read really well. So when I'm trying to explain something to him on the phone, he gets very aggressive with me, and it's just hard to communicate with him in general.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Coletti.
First, Your Honor, I want to address the police escorting Ms. Bauman to pick up meds. She picks up the children from school on Wednesdays. She had another person pick up from the school. That person who's picking up on her behalf refused to take the meds for the children. We have an order from July of 2024 that says that medicines will be exchanged at the school. That's a Marvita problem, not Mr. Tatro's problem. She then told him to drive to her location. He said, no, you're supposed to pick up the meds at school. You can come to my house, just sit on stay on the street and I'll bring them to you. She refused. Then she sent the police at, I believe, 7:30 at night, to go pick up the meds from him. All she had to do was go herself. She is not supposed to be on his property. That's correct. But he told her to come get the meds for the children. So that's what happened. So for her to spin it and say that it's his fault that she had to go send the police to pick up meds is simply not true. The other thing is she changes the children's address at the doctor's so that she gets notices and Mr. Tatro doesn't. She's not supposed to change the children's address, Your Honor, at the doctor's. The primary address is his home, even though they do share joint legal and joint physical custody. I think what I said in my motion is basically this is a frivolous motion. She does not have proper cause or change of circumstance. And I believe, Your Honor, she should be ordered to pay Mr. Tatro's attorney fees for filing this motion. I was aware of the one in 2024. I was not aware of the other 3 that were filed since 2023. And this is just out of hand and she needs to respect the courts and the court's orders.
May I say something about school?
I was waiting for that, Ms. Baumann. Go ahead.
How can I pick up medications on early release days when I'm at work and when my person is picking up the kids, she does not feel comfortable with handling the medication because she feels like it is co-parenting's responsibility.
Yeah, that's not even a thing. Whoever picking up the kids can do the pill exchange. It should always be at school. I don't want you two to go anywhere near each other's property at all, because what law enforcement agency are you two pestering to
It's Pitt
extent?
County Sheriff's Department. It's the only one that comes to my house. And I had to have her trespass from my property because
I
she
get
would.
it. I get it. Stop talking, Mr. Tatro. You have an attorney. Your
Yep.
attorney's gonna come unglued at me if I listen to you. She will not let you talk because that's for your own protection. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I don't mind hearing from you. So, one issue that I have with this whole thing is, apparently, Ms. Coletti, the children are having problems riding the bus, and the people involved at the school have suggested that they be dropped off instead of taking the bus. Are you aware of that?
That was in her attachment, that there was an email that appears that both parties agreed that, I think it was October 2024, to not have the boys ride the bus. But I don't know if Mr. Tatro is able to always drive the children to school.
Well, the problem is I don't want to set these kids up for problems. And apparently the bus is somewhat of a triggering event. And I don't want a whole bunch of delinquency issues either, as far as this is concerned. Are the children being dropped off, or are they still taking the bus?
They are being dropped off every day except for this morning. I had to have them ride the bus. It was what the original issue was is somebody was picking on my son, and with both of my kids being autistic, he takes it out of hand.
Yeah, I know that, and I don't want that to happen.
But majority,
I can't. That's
sorry.
good, Mr. Tatro. I'm really square at it.
May I say something about that situation?
I'll give you the last word.
I have offered for my my roommate, to give rides to, considering my daughter goes to the same school, and he refuses to have my roommate pick them up anytime, whether it's for his parenting time. So, and I always drop off my daughter to the school, or my roommate does, because we live in Cedar and they go to Rockford School. So they have no choice but to get dropped off by my roommate. And she has to drive by his house every single day. And he refuses to let us pick up the kids for him to take them to school.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if there's ever going to be peace in this case, Ms. Coletti. It just it's always something. Would you prepare an order, please, Ms. Coletti? I'm going to respectfully deny the motion, Ms. Baumann. There is no absolutely no change of proper cause or change of circumstance. The second thing is I'm going to order that the children be dropped off and not bused. I'm going to avoid a problem. If Mr. Catro can't do it, then someone else can. And also the pill exchange will be at school. That's not even a logical reason that it's into co-parenting. He
How
can,
about for summer?
he can do that. As far as the summer's concerned, it sounds like to me that maybe the parties should do the pill exchange at a police station, because I don't think they can handle being in the same room with one another. Maybe that's where we got to go, Ms. Coletti, for the pill exchange when the kids are not in school. Okay,
And which one would you like us to use, Rockford or Cedar?
the closest one to where the kids reside, wherever that is.
That would be
Um,
Rockford.
Then the Rockford Police Department. These are issues that I expect joint legal and physical custodians to figure out on their own and not bring them here. So the sooner you two can, parenting autistic kids has got to be one heck of a nightmare. I mean, that's got to be, they're wonderful kids, but that's got to be so challenging. And you make it so hard on one another by this constant infighting. Maybe if that taps down and the kids see their parents at least civil to one another, maybe that will help in their treatment for this. So would you, any questions on what I need the order to say, Ms. Coletti?
Yeah, no, Jan, I think I have down what will occur. I'm just curious how, if the roommate won't pick up the pills from school, how the pills get dropped off at school with the children when they're in Marvita's care.
I don't know.
I
I've
dropped them
resolved
off
it.
after school.
I've
I dropped them
resolved
off
it.
after school.
Done.
One
It's
other
done.
question, Jan, are you reserving attorney fees or are you granting?
Yes. No, I'm reserving them. I
So
want
if Ms.
start-
Bauman, just so she knows, if she does file another frivolous motion, will you be inclined to award them?
I'm heading there.
Okay.
Come on, let's get along. This is getting crazy. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.